The ancient city of Kashi boasts a history of more than 2,000 years. Its rich history, distinctive architectural style and vibrant ethnic culture are trademarks of its charm. Sitting in the earthquake zone in China's Xinjiang Uygur Autonomous Region, the ancient city, whose old buildings were mainly adobe-structured, have undergone a major renovation in recent years to improve its tremor resistance. Leading the effort was Wang Xiaodong, an academician of the Chinese Academy of Engineering. In this podcast, he shares with us the story behind the ancient city's remarkable rebirth. This is a homestay in Kashi Old City. The guests and the locals are immersed in a lively local song and dance performance called Meshrep, a communal gathering that blends music, dance and drama, loved by local ethnic people. This activity has become part of the allure of Gu Li's homestay, in addition to its warm hospitality and local cuisine. Shala Maiti Gulikari is the host of the homestay. She tells us how she started this hospitality business.
I was born and raised in the old city. Back then, there were very few tourists. But after the renovation in 2009, Kashi Ancient City became a 5A level scenic area. A grand new city gate has also been built. Suddenly, tourists began pouring in.
Kashi Old City is a maze of narrow lanes. With a bird's-eye view, the whole city takes on a uniform clay colour, with residential building blocks maintaining its original densely packed format. The architectural style is distinctive, with a feel of local ethnic culture charm everywhere you go. But before the renovation, most houses in the city were built from adobe walls reinforced with wooden beams. They looked distinctive, but completely lacked earthquake resistance. The transformation began in 2009, driven by urgent safety concerns. Kashi sits in an active earthquake zone. In 1986, a powerful earthquake struck nearby Wuxia County, shaking Kashi as well. Then, in 2003, the devastating Bam earthquake in Iran destroyed the country's 2,500-year-old Bam citadel. That served as a stark warning of what could happen here in Kashi. To make matters worse, over the years, many residents in Kashi had added makeshift extensions or extra floors to their old buildings, some even stacking brick walls directly atop the fragile adobe ones. To architects, that meant dangerous structural instability.
Originally, these adobe houses were only one story. Some people wanted more space, so they added a second floor with bricks on top of the mud walls. That's like the fable of the copper pot and the clay pot in Aesop's stories. The copper pot says, "Stay close to me, I will protect you." But the clay pot replies, "I'd better stay away from you, because if they collide, the clay pot will surely break."
Wang Xiaodong, an academician of the Chinese Academy of Engineering, was the head of the expert team for Kashi's earthquake-resistant renovation project. He has lived and worked in Xinjiang Uygur Autonomous Region for more than 6 decades. It was not a simple renovation. He was also tasked with preserving the old city's traditional look and architectural style.
When a building mixes adobe and brick, its structure actually becomes weaker, not stronger. That's even more dangerous. Those kinds of buildings had to be demolished.
As early as 1999, the central government had already earmarked 600 million yuan, or more than $80 million in today's money, for Kashi's earthquake reinforcement and heritage preservation. After the Bam earthquake in Iran, an expert team from multiple departments and agencies was sent to inspect progress. Leading that team again was Wang Xiaodong.
The fund was for earthquake safety, but when we arrived, we saw that most of the work focused on widening roads, demolishing archways, and upgrading infrastructure. Some people thought the old city wasn't worth saving, and that it was better to build new housing areas in the suburbs.
Wang explains the reasoning behind that idea. The goal was to make buildings in Kashi withstand earthquakes of up to 8.5 degrees on the seismic scale. Technically, that means if a quake of such scale strikes, houses might crack, but they will not collapse.
But the old adobe houses couldn't meet that standard. Some argued we should tear down the old city and rebuild it in the suburbs, since many old houses were makeshift and unsafe. Others wanted to preserve every house exactly as it was, because those houses had a long history. But that's unrealistic. Those houses simply couldn't withstand a quake of 8.5 degrees.
In addition, there were no basic modern facilities for households in the old city. Local resident Shalamaiti Gulikari, who had lived in Kashi Old City for over 30 years, vividly remembers life before the renovation.
Before the renovation, most houses were old adobe houses. They were unsafe, the streets were dirty. Water use was a headache because we didn't have tap water. We had to fetch water from a distance away. We used to fetch it from a hand pump near where the city gate stands now and carry water home. Even wastewater and garbage had to be taken away by hand.
Local authorities feared a major quake could cost many lives, yet residents were deeply attached to their homes and didn't want to move to new buildings outside the city. For them, their courtyard homes were not just places to live, they were the heart of family life and livelihood. Many homes were mixed-use shaos that combined living quarters and a small shop selling handicrafts or small items.
I remember someone saying during a meeting, "What can we do? The residents don't want to move." When asked, "What about earthquake dangers?" some would reply, "We're not afraid." That was their mindset. They simply didn't want to move.
Balancing seismic safety with preserving the city's historic charm and meeting people's needs made the renovation seem like an impossible task. Wang Xiaodong began searching for a way to make the houses earthquake-resistant without having people relocate. He consulted structural experts who confirmed to him that simple reinforcement couldn't bring adobe or brick wood houses up to the 8.5-degree standard. From a safety standpoint, demolition seemed necessary. But as an architect and urban designer, Wang Xiaodong knew that relocating residents would strip the city of its soul. He and his students carried out field studies in one neighborhood inside the old city.
Our survey told us that the average household's living space had exceeded 100 square meters. Then I thought, why move them out? The data showed the old city could accommodate its residents. They didn't need to move out. All we needed to do was to rebuild on the same plot, make it earthquake resistant, and equipped with water, electricity, and heating systems. This way, the city's historic look, along with its 1,000-year-old culture embedded in it, could be kept intact.
Wang made his findings into a proposal for seismic renovation and cultural preservation, which was approved by relevant government departments and later endorsed by UNESCO experts. The principle at the heart of the project was to rebuild Kashi ancient city, keep its original look while respecting residents' needs. But the project itself was massive in scale.
There were tens of thousands of homes, each one unique. Every single house had to be designed individually. Basically, it was like one household one design.
The workload of every individualized rebuilding project was not hard to imagine. It meant designing a structure on each home's original site, keeping their courtyard layout, demolishing unsafe structures, rebuilding the houses to withstand strong earthquakes, and introducing modern amenities such as running water, electricity, heating, and the internet into each household. A standardized design would have been so much easier, but the loss to the ancient city's heritage would have been immense.
那就没有风貌了。哈市的特点，一个户和一家和一家不一样。
That would have destroyed the character of Kashi. Its charm lies in its individuality. Each home is different. It's like, for an artist, the fleeting moments of life here and now is the essence of life itself. The differences give everything meaning.
To achieve this, dozens of design institutes across Xinjiang region joined the effort. Each family's needs and wishes were largely respected.
就是你原来宅基地已经给你测绘好了，这个宅基地你现在你想怎么建？
We measured every plot. Families could rebuild on the same land and keep their original layout. But we insisted on including proper kitchens and bathrooms. The structural parts, foundations, beams, roofs, were designed by our engineers.
Residents could revise the designs 3 times, and elements from their old houses, like doors, windows, stairs, and railings, were reused to keep the lived-in feel.
它是这样，我们把主体建完，门窗装饰。
When the main structures were done, residents reinstalled their old doors and windows and decorated the interiors themselves.
After renovation, the old city retained its feel of history. Wang said the old city is a living space that constantly changes. Their job was mainly to preserve its character.
指导思想就是尊重他们的生存和生活的基本要求。同时呢，
The guiding principle is to meet people's basic needs while maintaining the city's original image, including its colors, spaces, and street layouts. This urban fabric is the city's memory. As the saying goes, a city without memory has no soul.
During the renovation, the academician introduced the concept of micro-circulation and gradual renewal. It is a long-term, resident-focused approach that improves small, existing areas through a series of small-scale interventions rather than large-scale redevelopment. Such small-scale ecological renovation helps keep the community alive.
微循环这个概念来说，也实际上最早的也是一个生态的观念。
The core of the concept was resident-focused ecological renovation. The idea was to help residents sustain their livelihoods and preserve their way of life and habits, which were shaped by thousands of years of economic development, religion, climate, and customs. Preserving this diversity is essential.
For Wang, preservation is about continuity, linking past and present as China's cities rapidly modernize. Born in 1939 in Lanzhou, northwestern Gansu province, Wang chose to start his career in Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region after graduating from what is today's Xi'an University of Architecture and Technology. Compared with big cities like Beijing or Shanghai, the chances for architects designing landmarks or prize-winning architectures here seemed slim several decades ago.
这些年来，经常有人采访问我的说：“你到新疆了，你那么艰苦，你考虑到了？”
People often asked me, wasn't it a tough choice going to Xinjiang then? I never thought about it that way. I said, I'd be happy to work in a small county. I could use what I've learned to build it up over decades. That, to me, is truly meaningful.
As chief architect of the Xinjiang Institute of Architectural Design, Wang Xiaodong has designed many landmark buildings in Xinjiang over his career. He has also won many awards, including the prestigious UIA Robert Matthew Award. But, deep in his heart, the Kashi Old City renovation project, which took nearly a decade to complete, holds a special place.
其中有一次采访的时候问我，
A reporter once asked me, "Do you regret spending so much time on mud houses instead of skyscrapers?" I said, "No. This project concerns the safety of hundreds of thousands of people and the heritage of the city. That's far more meaningful than erecting tall buildings."
The renovation work was largely complete by 2015. Kashi Old City's historic beauty was preserved and its seismic safety reinforced. Living standards of its residents have also been improved dramatically. The historic city of Kashi became a thriving, vibrant destination, attracting ever more visitors. Today, the old city is alive with colour and sound. Its streets are filled with the scent of baked bread, the shimmer of copperware and the rhythm of local ethnic music. Tourists crowd its streets lined with musical instruments and ethnic-style embroidery. From immersive dance performances to the lively handicraft bazaar, visitors experience both the history and modern hospitality of the 1,000-year-old city. Data from the Kashi municipal government shows between January and July this year, Kashi Old City received around 16.7 million visitors, a year-on-year increase of nearly 61%, generating more than 7 billion yuan in tourism revenue. Riding on the tide of the tourism boom after the renovation, Shalamai Tigulikari turned her home into a guest house in 2017.
Now our life is much better. Our city is part of a 5A scenic area. Tourists come from all over the country. Tourism has also increased the income for many families. During peak season, my homestay employs more than 40 people. Now we have about 30 staff year-round. I've helped to create jobs, and my own life has completely changed. I feel so happy.
Before the renovation, earthquakes were a constant threat to Kashi. Now every house is earthquake-resistant up to 8.5 degrees. Residents' everyday life has been transformed with tap water, electricity, natural gas, heating, kitchens and bathrooms well furnished. For academician Wang Xiaodong and his team, nothing is more rewarding than this.
People's lives have improved. The city is prosperous and thriving, and it's now safer. For me, that's the greatest comfort.
With that, we come to the end of this episode of Footprints. If you are interested in learning more incredible stories of individuals who have left their mark on China, key in Footprints and you can find us wherever you get your podcasts. I'm Bob Jones. Bye for now.